Good evening all, how the devil are you? Thank you very much for coming and joining us for a Friday night live. Do apologise that I wasn't here last Friday, just that my knee was killing me and I basically could hardly stand up on it. But it's much better now, so thank you very much. I've taken it easier during the week. And I wouldn't say it's back to 100%, but it's getting there. So thank you very much everybody for coming and joining us on this Friday night live. Hope you're all well, and hope you're all looking forward to a nice sunny weekend apparently. So in the background, as you may hear through the noise, Nick's come in tonight. It's been a while since we did a live together, so I've beat her and pounded her and blackmailed her to come in and to say hello. So she's going to be in the background tonight, so hopefully yeah, you know I'm going to get some abuse somewhere along the line. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So tonight, as the short video said, I've got this blank to turn. And I made a mistake. It's not actually spalted ash, it's spalted beech. So this is what we're going to turn. Whether I colour the outside, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to see what features it's got when I turn it. It's quite dark on the bottom there. So we'll see what it looks like once I've turned it. And then I will decide. But if I do to colour it, it'll just be one single colour just to give it a little bit of enhancement, not make it too fancy. But let's get on the lathe and let's have a go. And while I get this on the lathe and get ready, Nick's going to welcome everybody in.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. So we've got Frederick Day. We've got Mike Evans. We also have Paul Norfolk Hunter. There's Mark Bailey. Todd of Glencove Woodworks. Norman Greenwell, Graham Brown, Roger Kent, Klondike Craftsman, Malcolm Douglas, Helen Jenkins, who else have we got? Fred Gilliver, Albert Dawson, Roy's the Boy, Ivy
Right.
Woodshed, Andy the Valley Woodturner, Barry's Wood Creations, Tren Creek Woodturner Cornwall, Steve Hackett,
Oh, Steve.
Hayley Wood and Burl, Steve Hackett, the Cradley Turner, Joe Senior's on,
Right, Joe, how are you?
Cornish Maid 1982,
Katie.
and I think I've got everybody. There might be some more if I've missed you. Oh, Kate Kitchen's on as well, Peter Careless, or Carlos.
Well, welcome everybody anyway.
Oh, the Novice Turner as well.
Good evening.
Like I say, if I missed anyone, just put something in and I'll give you a shout out.
Well, welcome everybody. Hope you're all well.
Chisky Wood Creations, Simon Leathley,
Hi, Simon.
Martin at Aura Woodcraft, sorry.
Evening, Martin. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is going to round this off. So a nice little push cut, go across it just to get it perfectly round, because as you can see it's a little bit out of shape. So we're going to just round it off. So let's bring you in camera so you can see what you're doing. Wrong board, Steve. So let's get this nice and round and then we can start giving it some shape. So once we get it round, we can get a little bit more speed on it. So I'm going to pick up that cut. Just gently ride my tool across there. Nice gentle cut, nice sharp tool. Let the tool do all the work. Get the bare minimum off it. We want a little bit more, still a little bit to go.
Oh no, poor Kezzy has got chicken pox.
Oh no. Let the rest of the kids catch it as well. Well, she's got it.
Harvey Klein's on, Archie's on.
Good evening. Right, so that's round now. So now we're going to come round and flatten the front out. So come on this camera here. So find my centre, which is there. So tool handle nice and low, pick up that cut. You don't have to smooth this out, but I like to. It's a little bit more enjoyable. You don't get that bouncing about when you're trying to shape the bottom of your bowl. So some nice shavings, nice bit of spalting, still got a little bit of a low spot there, so let's just get rid of that. Keeping that handle nice and low so we get a nice cutting action rather than a scraping action.
Alan Gibbs on as well.
Hi Alan. What a beautiful bit of wood. Look at the pattern in there. Stunning, stunning. Right, so I'm going to put a tenon on the bottom of this. So I'm going to find my centre. About there. So I'm going to be using the Record Power mortise and tenon gauge.
Malcolm's asked if your knee's okay.
It's a lot better than it was, Malcolm. Thank you very much.
It's old age.
Lot better. Oh, it is old age. You're right there.
I saw that on his knees grovelling all the time.
Don't jest. Right, so mark that there. Right, so good. So then if we get time, we'll get it in the cold drawers and clean it off. So I'm just going to create a little bit of a divot there where my tenon's going to be.
Sport Abrasives UK then?
Oh, Rob, how you
Who's
doing?
that? Oh, yeah. You missed me, Rob.
Oh, I bet he's turned off now.
Have your ears stopped ringing?
Right, so I don't want a huge tenon on there. I only want a tenon perhaps 3 or 4 mil long. So let's bring that up now. Going to run a nice tight line down beside that so we get a nice tight transition line. It's gone there. So we're going to come in on the edge of our line. Nice tight transition line in there. So now I've got my tenon, so I can now start creating my shape. So we need to drop our tool rest down a little bit. So we'll come back on this camera so you can see me start shaping it. Nice graceful curve I want around it. So move the tool rest out a little bit. So I've got plenty of room. So I'm going to start taking this corner away and then gradually just nibble the bowl away. Nice and gentle. Don't force your tool. If you force your tool, you're going to overheat the tip and cause it to go blunt a lot quicker. So nice, gentle passes.
Roy said he's been using the portable sanding station. That's good.
Thank you, Roy.
Rob's put, Nikki, I've made you proud. I've eaten all my salad today. Good boy. Not hidden under the tissue.
So I'm going to come in and just a little bit of a push cut just to take some of that off.
Roy said there must be something wrong because he can hear no carrot chopping.
Wrong day, Roy. Right, so I want to just decide what I'm going to do with this bottom edge here. I may just put a little bit, I may have it sits on this rim here and then have this so it's got a little bit of a concave in it.
Christina Michael Heseltine's on.
Good evening, Christine and Michael. Hope you're both well. So what I want to do is I just want to clean this out a little bit. Then that'll be where my bowl sits on. So when I clean out the bottom or take the tenon off the bottom, I'll end up with that little dish bit out of the bottom. So let's just bring in a spindle gouge and just put a little bit.
Door 60's on as well.
My door. A little bit of a concave in here.
Rob's put, Roy, Nikki with a knife in her hand fills me with fear.
Oops. So that nice little curve in there. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to finish shaping the outside of our bowl. And then we're going to leave that as where our bowl sits on. So nice.
Lucy sweet potatoes on.
Hi Lucy, how are you? So nice, gentle pass now.
Oh, Terry Bartlett's on as well. I thought I said you, Terry. Sorry.
So Terry was one of the first on.
Yeah. And Wood Wizardry by Colin. I missed him as well. Sorry.
Just can't get the staff. Alright, so let's bring around this corner now. Just carry on around this corner. I'm keeping the handle low so I get those nice smooth cuts coming off of there. So I'm just feeling a little bit of a hump there, so I'm just going to go back and pick that up and give that little hump out of there.
Simon Mason Flied Coast Woodturning's on as well.
Hi Simon, how are you? So that's a nice smooth curve. So I've just got a little bit of a flat on this edge here I've got to get rid of. And then I think we're good. Not going to go right to the edge because I think I'm going to lose some of that because the front edge is not quite flat. I think I can live with that. So, going to give that a bit of a sand up. Starting at 120. Just quickly run up to, I can do if I can find my arbor handle. Where the hell has that gone? It's gone. Don't tell me it's fell on the floor and rolled underneath that trolley. Got to check on the floor now. Ugh. Oh, I don't know where that's gone. What have you done with it, Nick?
It's in my pocket.
What's normally on the bench? Oh well. Well, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. I don't know where that's gone. I have to do it the old-fashioned way. I have to do it with a drill.
Copper Owl Woodturning's on.
Hi, Rob. I think that's Rob. Right. So I'm going to sand this from 120 upwards.
Cornish Maid's on 6-week countdown before she has a baby.
Yeah. Not long now. Then life will be never like you'd known it ever before.
In a good way.
Oh yeah, in a good way. Just make the most of those nights you can sleep now. Right, so that's 120. Let's quickly go up those up to 400. I'm not worrying about this bit too much at the moment because when we come to take the tenon out of it, obviously we're going to turn that bit out anyway. So we'll sand it up then. So 320.
Rob told his granddaughter that she had chicken pots, so told her that she'd lay eggs. Copper House said, "Is that flamed beach?"
Flamed? Is that what you call it? Spalted, I always call it. But there is some ripple. There's some nice rippling in it, or nice patterns in it. So,
Susie Swiss Woodturners on.
hi Susie, how are you? So final one, 400. Beautiful bit of wood. Absolutely stunning. I am actually just going to sand that in. Oh, do I sand that in there? Because actually, I'm not going to colour it. I was going to colour it, but it's too nice to colour.
Where's a wood butcher's on?
Hi, Wurzel. It's too nice to colour. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand and seal it, and then we can finish this afterwards once I turn the tenon out, because obviously we can pick up that cut and make it a little bit more divoted in there. So let's get some sand and sealer on it. So Hampshire Sheen pre-finned sand and sealer. Oh, if you can get the lid off. Don't matter how many times you wipe these lids, you can never get the lid off when you want it off.
Just getting weak in your old age.
I am weak as a kitten. So as always, a couple of coats of sand and sealer to make sure we get it sealed properly. So I'm just going to let that flash off. I'm going to denib it, get some shavings. Just gently rub the shavings on it. Don't push hard because you may scratch it. So we're looking for a continuous sheen on it. Let's just raise the grain there a little tiny bit. So I'm just going to knock that back a little bit with a bit of 400. That's better. Just raise the grain a little bit on that little bit there. So let's give that another coat. If you don't seal it properly, when you come to wax it, you won't get a shine on your wax. You'll just get a dull satin finish because the wax is soaking into the timber. You don't want that. You want the wax to be on the top of the timber, like when you polish your car.
So Woodridge by Collins said, "Has anyone tried the Hampshire Sheen hard wax oil yet? Just ordered some."
Nope, I haven't. Interesting to see how well it works. I'm sure that'll be fine. Right, so just denib that again. Make sure we've got it all. Still a little bit there. Still a little bit rough there. That's better. Right, so final finish. Hampshire Sheen high gloss wax. Or just gloss finish. No, it's not called high gloss. Just gloss.
Paul Finley Woodturning at home's on.
Right, Paul. What the hell's going on with this tissue? It's gone all peaked on.
Carsten Pedersen's on as well.
Good evening. So a little bit of wax. Make sure we work it in well. We get a clean bit. Give it a bit of a buff. There's the first coat, so we'll just give it another fine coat.
Ian Lee's on.
Right in. So just a gentle buff off again. This will be our final finish. So first pass is just to remove all the excess wax, and then we'll get a clean bit of tissue just to buff it off. And then we have our nice shiny, it's a bit bright there, isn't it? Nice shiny piece, nice, got a nice shine on that, nice and smooth. We'll finish this bit when we come to the inside, or when we've done the inside, shall I say. So we're now going to flip it. Hopefully our tenon's going to be the right size. Making sure we get it nice and tight by just gently pushing against our piece. And when you do your tenon, you want that nice tight transition line in the bottom of your tenon. If you don't, what happens when you do your chuck up, it pushes the piece away from the chuck and it doesn't sit on the outside part of the jaws. It just slides out and it's not secure. So you want it nice and tight, so it's sitting against the bottom of the bowl. Right, so what we can do now.
Steve Fleming's on. And
Hi, Steve.
Robert Bortwood.
Hi, Robert. So what we do now is I'm going to do one passing cut to clean it off, and then I'm going to start hollowing out. So let's get rid of all this rubbish first. So I'm going to do my passing cut by pushing forward. The reason being, if I come this way, I could end up chipping this edge off, and I don't want to do that because obviously that's nice and clean. So I'm going to come in and start pushing across and just do one push all the way across. So I'm going to pick up my cut. Actually put you on a camera so you can see. So I'm going to pick up my cut. And just a nice gentle pass. What I'm doing is making it flat. I'm going to stop it, check it. Make sure we've got it all. No, we've still got a little tiny bit there we haven't got, so another little pass. To just come back a couple of mil. Pick up my cut. And just gently let that bevel ride along our piece. So now we have a nice clean edge along there. So what we can do is when we've done our wall thickness, we can then come back and do what we want to do with that edge. So start.
Bob, he won't let me go.
What's that?
Nothing. He said I'm not loud. He said I was too mean to you. He said I'm going to Daventry.
All right.
Not
Right. So
allowed, am I?
no
Cost him too much money.
boots, clothes, food. I could do with the. I don't mind the boots and the clothes. It's the food that got me.
Uh,
Right. So, like we always say, treat every cut as a finishing cut. Get that nice finish in the bottom there. Right. So I'm going to change to a sharp gouge.
you put shame on you, Stephen.
Who said that? Rob.
Rob.
Rob, I was doing you a favour, mate.
He said I terrorised you too much.
Hmm.
He said
Right.
you couldn't cope again.
Right. So, come in and pick up our cut. So I'm going to do a couple more passes and I'm going to stop and just check how deep we are.
Kate said, is the Daventry show as good as it sounds?
Say again.
Kate said, is the Daventry show as good as it sounds?
That I don't know, Kate, because I've never been. I've heard mixed reactions. Some people say it's really good. Some people say it's just like a glorified club show. But time will tell. Right, so let's check the depth in the bottom there.
He said it's okay since the show. This is Rob. He started therapy and have fallen in love with an ink blot. We said, are you going, Steve?
Sorry?
Are you going, Steve?
Where?
Daventry.
I am, I'll be there. We've got a trade stand there. It's going to be a bit hectic, but yeah, I'll be there. Right, let's check the depth. So we are.
You and Rob sorting it out. What do you expect? Yeah.
Well, I'm demonstrating on the Wednesday night. I'm demonstrating on the Thursday night.
Kate said it's a 2-hour drive for them.
2 hours for me and all, Kate.
Copperale said great angle. Frederick said nice piece of wood, plenty of character.
Very nice.
No, I'm not going, Roy.
So we've got
Still
got.
getting over the last one. Rob put, oi, Nikki, 3 hugs over 2 days.
Newark just went so quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Flew
blinked
by,
and
yeah.
you sort of blinked and missed it. Right, one more. I'm going to take one more cut off this, and that'll be thick enough. I don't want it really thin. So now I'm going to try and imitate the outside on the inside.
I think it was a weekend I couldn't get off work, and the weekdays I couldn't get off work.
Right, just take a little bit off of there. So final little cut into the middle there, just ready to nip off that core. So we don't push it. If you push too hard, you split that core out of there, then you end up with an awful lump in the middle of it. So I'm happy with that. So I just need to do something with this rim now. I think I'm going to put a little bit of a slope on it so it just feathers into the bowl. So I'm just going to come back here and just pick up my cut. And just put a little tiny slope on that. Like so. I think that'll do. A little bit of vibration on there, but that should sound out. I think that's good. So nice, equal thickness. Remembering that we're about a mil shallower in the middle there, so we've got to make sure we don't go too thin. So let's just sand that up. So I'm going to start at 120. Now I'm going to sand that way out. The reason being is bowl's doing this, sand and disc is doing that. If I do it here, it's going to try and snatch it around all the time. Where when I do it here, it's going to actually create a negative energy because it's pushing into the bowl. So first abrasive as always to get rid of any imperfections. So just check it, make sure it's smooth. So I've got a little bit there. I'm going to just get rid of.
Oh dear. Ugh.
That's better, much better. Still got a little bit of a shadow line here. That is where I've pushed too hard with the heel of the tool. So let's just see if we can get rid of that. See if that's got rid of it. Yep, it's got rid of that. So now we're going to do this edge. Going to come over this side and do the edge, because I'm going to use the outside edge of my sounding disc.
Just a little bit, Lucy. Cornish maid said it's such a pretty piece of wood.
It is very pretty, isn't it? Right, so now we can go for our grits. And then what I'll do on the last grit, I'll just remove that sharp edge. Focus the camera and always look a bit better, doesn't it? So now we've got rid of all the imperfections, just a quick sand over. So that was 240, 320. So the last one, 400 grit.
Harvey said, very nice, Steve, beautiful.
Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this last grit just to take this sharp edge off.
Yeah, you've forgotten when we got our coffees. He went to Costa and walked out about 10 of the wooden stirring sticks.
Oh, thanks, Rob. What's he getting in practice for Daventry? Alright, so all the dust out of that. What a beautiful piece. Right, so get some sand and sealer on it. Zoom this out a little bit. So as always, nice generous coat of sand and sealer to seal it all up nicely. Making sure we get on that edge as well. Don't forget we don't want to get on the back because that's already finished. So just on that edge we can get it. Don't forget we've got a little rounded bit on there as well now. So just cover that. So that's our first. Keeping up, are we?
Yeah.
So some nice soft shavings.
I don't think you can comment, love. No, Pepper feels.
What, having a baby? Having
Pig.
a brother or sister?
I'm not Pepper, Mummy Pig.
So we'll give it another coat.
I just messaged my mum and I just put, "Are you home for me to pop and see you tomorrow?" And she's put, "Yeah, of course. What time?" I put 9 a.m. It took her ages and she typed back, "Okay, let yourself in, make yourself a coffee, then call us about 10:30 and we'll have toast." You know, there's 9 a.m. on our clock. We're tired, for goodness sake. Colin said, "I've got a piece like that too. It's even got the black on one side. I think you must have got it from the same folks."
I'm going to tell you at the end who I got this from.
Bob's put, and I told him off because he got 3 coffees and 3 sticks, and it seems there was not enough. Had to stand in the corner for 30 minutes. You're older than 30. It's a naughty step for how old you are. A minute for every year of your age. Todd said, "What is the wall thickness?"
The wall thickness, I would say, is around about, well, that's about that, equal to that, so that's about 15 mil. So I'd say it's about, but in the middle where it concaves in, it's perhaps 3 or 4 mil thinner. So let's get the first coat of wax on. Gently buff it off. So when you're buffing your wax off, don't push too hard because you will just burnish off the wax. Just light pressure. The friction between the tissue and the piece is enough. So that's our first coat. Going to give it one more coat. Right, so that's the inside done. So we've got a little bit of a, don't know what that is there, a little bit of a blemish there. It's like a little, like a dry bit of wax, but it's not. Strange. Anyway, right, so let's get that out, get it in the cold drawers, get it flipped, get the tenon turned off the bottom. You can guarantee that the cold drawers are going to need adjusting, as always. So let's put it over there out of the way. Let's get this chuck off. So let's put the cold drawer chuck on. Like I say, you can guarantee it's going to need adjusting because they always do.
So Cornish maid said, "That looks lovely, Steve."
Sorry,
"That's looking lovely, Steve." Said
can't hear
Cornish
you. You're
maid.
really quiet.
Cornish maid said, "That's looking lovely."
Okay.
And Colin says, "Anyone noticed how weak kitchen towels got all of a sudden and thin?"
Everything's vanished. Is there a T-bar? Oh, yeah.
A who?
T-bar Allen key.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Right, so let's get this moved out. I'm going to move this one here and the one opposite. and then we'll see if that's the bowl's about 10 inches across in diameter. So rather than moving all of them and getting them all wrong, let's do that one and that one and see what happens. I did rate on them 200 mil, no 220, 240, 260. So we'll see. So that's not quite 10 inches. So I think we'll have to go to the last one, I think. So I go to the last one, that's going to be too much.
I just can't win.
Question is, how wide will that come?
Norman Greenwell said, "Selling piece of wood, Steve. Pleased you didn't colour it."
Yeah. I was toying with the idea, but I don't like the hate mail. Yeah, let's move that out to the last one. I think this is the biggest bowl I ever took the tenon off on this. This is where you want that like Tony Hart music playing, isn't it? While you're doing this. It's warm in here.
I'm glad you're warm.
Move. Do some star jumps or whatever they call them. So who's going to Daventry show? Who's in the chat? Anybody? While we're waiting.
Don't put it on yet.
I used to love Tony Hart when I was a kid. That's all I used to watch. I used to be quite into art when I was used to like drawing and all that when I was younger.
You never guess who's going to Daventry.
Let me guess. That geezer from what's that company? What's it called?
That begins with a K and that or a C.
Let me think. Kingspor. Is it Kingspor?
Kingspan. Ivy's going on the Friday. Kate said she feels about 1,000. She got ID'd for a lottery ticket today.
Well, I didn't like to say anything when I saw you at Newark, Kate. But
Mark Bailey's going.
good man.
Wurzel said he might consider it if he's at home.
Oh, that was close. That was close. Right, we are there. So don't forget, when you're using cold jaws, you can't run above. I think it's 200 and. Let me have a look. I've got a set here. It says 800 RPM on there, but I think it's 650 on the bigger ones, if I remember rightly. So just make sure you read the speed and don't exceed the speed because they could end up flying apart if you're not careful, or the bit coming out anyway. So nice and gentle, start taking this middle out. Nice and slow, remember, you turn them really slow. So take your time. And when you're
Real
doing
simple things is on.
hi Baz, and what you want to do is when you do it, you want to be trying to push the wood, pushing against the wood, so that you're actually pushing it against the back plate as well.
Kate says she's got the face of a child, apparently. Frederick Day said Axminster Coldjaw says 600.
Yeah, I would imagine he'd say the same.
And Rob said he gets that all the time. Gets ID, drives him mad.
Well, can't believe he's that old and still driving. So final little pass, nice and gentle. Stop it and check it. So we've got a little bit of a hump there, so we're just going to pick that up and get rid of that. So I'm going to come back here and pick up the cut. Just finish that little pip. Again, don't push it because you'll split it out. It's lovely. So now if I sand this in a normal orientation, it's going to give me a different color because I'm pushing the grain the other way. What I need to do now is I need to sand it in reverse, because obviously when it was the other way, it was coming towards me to sand. So when I go that way, it's going to be pushing the grain the opposite way. So what I need to do is put it in reverse and sand this bit in reverse, and that'll give me the same effect as that, because if not, it'll be a different color, and you'll see the transition line here where I feather it in, and that'll look different. So we need to make sure that we sand it the other way around. So in reverse. So this time I'm going to come here and sand because I'm fighting against it. So I'm coming here, using that edge of the disc. And you want to just go over that line, just to feather that line in. I'm just going to stop it and have a look. So I've still got a little bit of a shadow line there. So let's just do a little bit more. Just a little bit. Actually, let's put a new sanding pad on, shall we? That might help.
Have you got any? I know a man who does. Steve Fleming said, "Lock you, Chuck."
Not going fast enough to worry about it, mate. If I was turning, I'd worry about it, but not for sanding.
And Rob's put, and Stephen is using high quality German abrasives. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. Kate's on that she was 26, and Rob said, "Geez, I've got jeans older than you. Steve's got a coat older than you."
Oh, well, we're still on about that, are we? We're still on about the coat, are we? All weekend you had me on that.
It was.
It's a good coat.
Probably the elastic's all gone in it, and
Still keeps me watertight.
yeah, you are tight. You're right. Yeah.
You don't throw things away just because they're old.
Rob's put LMAO coat.
It's my best coat. It's my favourite coat.
Robert Bortwood said, went to book a stall at Hinchinbrook House. The woman said, first date available is the 15th of June. I said, that's my birthday, will be 70. Jicky Cow said, you look older than that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Battery's nearly flat on my drill, so let's put that back on. Put that on charge.
Wurzel said, got a denim jacket I bought back in the 70s.
See, she criticised my coat, but it's a beautiful coat.
It's horrible.
It's
awful.
not ripped. It's not torn. It keeps me nice and dry. Nice and warm. And it still fits me, so that just proves that I've not put no weight on in 30 years.
Actually, we worked out I was older than 30 years. 30. I expect 32 years old at least.
Isn't it horrible when you got clothes older than your kids?
Because somebody's older than you then. I was going to say, yeah, right.
Let's just swarm the grain a little bit on that, so I'm just going to get a little bit of 400 odd back on that. I'll just put the battery on charge, you know. Ba, ba, ba. It's not vintage, you cheeky sod.
Rob said if anyone wants a snorkel parker, Steve has one for sale to sell.
I remember Snorkel Park. I used to have one when I was at school, Parker, like that. Green one. You used to get green and blue, didn't you, with the orange inside?
Cornish maid's off.
See, Kate.
Rob, if you want to see Steve in a boob tube, get him to put the old coat on.
It fits me perfect, Rob. I can even get the zip done up on it. More than I can say for some of Nick's coats that she's got. I can't get the zip done on them. Right.
Robert says he's got a Levi's belt he bought in 1971.
All right. That's ready for a coat of wax. I'll put my battery back on charge now. I don't need it. Right, so a little bit of wax. Again, Hampshire Sheen finish and wax.
Albert said, beautiful piece of wood, Steve.
Thank you, Albert.
Rob said, why are you wearing Nick's coat? So it's not even the weekend yet.
You know that new jumper she bought, Rob? She ain't even worn it yet.
Yes, I have.
You haven't.
I did. I went out the other weekend. You don't take me anywhere to wear it.
Don't shout.
Can't wear it to work. Todd said the bowl would be great for the charity auction.
I will donate it if that's what people want. Quite happily do that.
Got to go to the crap somehow.
Exactly. You know, winter's coming around. Some people do want firewood for winter.
I can say winter's coming around. It's only just summer. We haven't even
Well,
had our summer yet.
It's still coming round. Right, final buff. Let's put it the right way to buff it. Whoops. Hold on to the tissue. Always helps, Steve.
This chair is so uncomfortable.
I know.
Oh, got a numb bottom.
I'll buy you one for your birthday.
So I don't intend on being out here that much.
Oh, that's nice. See that? Yeah, that, folks. So there is the final polish. Let's get rid of all this rags.
So Lucy's asked when the makers auction is going to be now.
It's going to be the beginning of September. The reason being is I'm away at the end of September. So it's going to have to be the beginning of September. So keep your ears and eyes open. We're looking for donations. So anybody who want to donate a piece, then I will be very kindly take it off your hands. But obviously remember, don't send it to me. It'll be down to sending it to whoever wins the piece on the night. Anybody who knows anybody who does anything to do with any crafts, if they're interested in donating something, then everything is gratefully received. Right, so let's move that off. Let's get rid of this.
Kate said absolutely stunning bowl. Lucy said that bowl's messing with her eyes. Colin said we missed the Sunday cookery lessons. Right, I'll be back in a minute.
Where we go now? Right, so we can talk about her now. She's gone. Right, so there is. Is that camera good enough? Yeah, I think so. A bit bright, isn't it? So we can duck down a little bit. So there's that piece. Absolutely stunning piece of wood, that is. Beautiful. Nice little contour in there. So the idea is that the actual bowl sits on that edge there, not on the whole piece. Bit of wax on. Let's get that off. So nice and smooth, nice and shiny. Stunning bit of wood. So where I got this bit of wood from is a member of my own woodturning club, Mark Bailey's in the chat. He's now starting to cut some timber, so he's going to sell it to our guys in our club. So real nice piece, Mark. Absolutely stunning. Really, really nice. Just right moisture content. That just needs a little bit better polishing. Well, I'll let that harden off a little bit, and then I'll get that on the buffer wheel just to buff it. I've got a couple of little rings in there. I can just see the rings in there for where the wax is, where I've put the wax on a little bit too thick. But yeah, really beautiful piece of wood. Absolutely stunning. So don't forget as well, while we're talking about wood, I can find the ones I'm looking for. That one there. Oh, she's locked herself out. So while we're talking about wood, don't forget that
It comes from trees.
Kate and
It comes from trees.
Kate and Simon, the retard's back. Kate and Simon are actually selling timber Black Bull timbers. So they have their own Facebook page. So go over and message them. I'm sure some of you've already had some from them already. I've had a few pieces, and I've got a few pieces in a box that they actually gave me that I will be playing with in the next few weeks. And the bowl, the one I turned a few weeks ago, I actually give it back to Kate and Simon at Newark. That was a stunning piece as well. So, but they gave me another piece, which I didn't know what it was, and that's in there somewhere. We unpacked it and I put it on a shelf somewhere, and I just got to find it. But I'll be interested to see how that comes out as well, because that's quite a nice looking piece.
So Alan Gibbs said, that's a beautiful piece of wood. Great job.
Thank you.
Susie said, looks lovely.
Lovely.
Lucy put, Steve, let the poor girl have a wee break. Robert said, looking good there. Graham Brown said, very nice, Steve. Lucy said, really gorgeous. Brian's on, lovely piece of wood, well done.
Right, Brian.
Hayley Woodenbell, beautiful piece of wood. I think Lucy said Lucy said Andy will donate a piece.
Good, good. Thank you very much.
Mark Bailey said, so glad you didn't colour it. Got plenty in stock now. Steve Fleming, very nice. Wurzel, lovely piece. Kate, oh, thank you, Stephen. Lucy wanted to know what the wood was.
It's a piece of spalted beech, Lucy. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Really, really pretty. This bit here. I love this bit here. That is. If I'd have coloured that, if that had all been like that, I'd have coloured it. But because it's got the spalting in it, I didn't want to. But that, if that's just like that and coloured, that would be absolutely amazing. With that different colours in it. Really, really nice. Right. Let's get these lights off. Get it back over on the other camera. Say goodnight.
Rob put, thanks for the stream, Nick, by the way. Who's that bloke playing with the wood in the background?
So there you go. This will perhaps shine up a little bit better, this camera. So real nice piece, really nice piece. So like I say, just sit on that little lip there.
Kate said she's glad you didn't colour it.
Yeah, I know. I can't be doing with all you lot crying in the background. Crying in the background.
Colin said he'll donate too.
Okay, well we're going to do the auction beginning of September. So anybody who wants to donate, message me with some pictures of what you want to donate, because we need to start promoting. So September, July, August. We really need to start promoting the end of July, beginning of August, end of July, really, preferably. Make sure we get a good build up to it. Get it spread across everybody's YouTube channels and make sure we get it well promoted. So anybody who wants to donate, please send me some pictures of what you want to donate and what you want to donate, and then I will get everything together and I will work out whether it's going to be for raffle or auction, and then we can go from there. So yeah, it's going to be what it is. So I may donate this piece. You never know.
So in good Norfolk fashion, Lucy said, beautiful.
Beautiful.
And Todd said, Nikki's presence today made the live better.
Oh. Right, I'm going in. See you later, guys. You should. You ought to see the blackmail I have to do to get her in. But anyway, it's worth it. Worth it. Right. So, getting old.
You said it.
I am getting old. I can feel it now. Right, so if anybody's got any questions, stick them in the chat now. If not, we're going to knock it on the head. Oh, look, we've only been on just over an hour. It's quick, isn't it? So if I don't see, hopefully I'll see a few of you guys at the Daventry show. Myself and Rob will be there on the Friday and the Saturday. So look forward to seeing anybody who can go. Always nice to see people. That camera looks a bit grey, doesn't it? Looks a bit grey. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a few people there, and be a bit of fun. There you go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Always good to meet up with everybody. So I think no questions. I think we're going to go. So anyway, hope you all have a great weekend, guys. Thank you very much for coming over and joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then hit that thumbs up and share, please. I really much appreciate it. Other than that, we will see, or I will see you on the next one. Hopefully next Friday. What's next Friday's date? Nothing coming in, I don't believe, next Friday. Let's have a look. We're in April next week. 4th of April. Oh, look at the following Friday. Yeah, so I will be back next Friday. I'm not sure what I'll be doing yet, but I will put a live up during the week. So if you want to come over, hit the go in and we'll see you in the chat. So other than that, have an amazing weekend. Thanks for coming over and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, speak to you soon, and bye for now. See you guys.
Thanks, bye.
That's all, folks.